Scriptural or secular? We are in our second video of scriptural or secular, and we're going to go down and break another topic down that I hear oftentimes said today in the church, and we're going to see if this phrase is biblical or not. The topic is love the sinner, hate the sin. Is this something that is biblical? Well, first off, I want to clarify, most people who disagree with this will go to the fact that Jesus says that he hates sinners. Or rather, this is something that's mentioned in Psalms. Although that phrase is correct, when we use a phrase today like love the sinner, hate the sin, we're not using the same definitions of the word love and hate that they did back then in scriptural times. It is true that in Psalms, it does tell us that God hates sinners, but when it says that he hates sinners, the word hate in the Bible does not mean what we mean today in regards to how we hate somebody. When we hate somebody, we're practically saying, I hope they died. I don't want to be anywhere around them. I don't want anything to do with them. And that is the complete contradiction of the heart of the Father. We obviously know that that is not what Jesus means when he says that he hates anything. Just like when he says, if you don't hate your mother, brother, father, sister, yes, even your own life, you cannot be my disciple. He's not saying that you need to hate your family in the sense of not wanting anything to do with them, reject them, and wish they were dead. What he's saying is if you don't love Jesus more than them, and if you have a struggle with an idolatry problem when it comes to the people around you and they mean more to you than what matters most, which is God, then yeah, there's a problem there. So should we love the sinner and hate the sin? Well, absolutely we should love the sinner and hate the sin. But what we should not do is when I hear people say this, they use the phrase in this context of love as kind of tolerate that person, put up with that person, but since they're sinning, I'm not going to want anything to do with them right now. And that's not the heart of the Father either. We see that Jesus is dining with sinners and tax collectors, and the self-righteous, the Pharisees, are the ones that are looking down on him for being that kind of person who is dining with people who are sinners and tax collectors. So if we are not getting in the lives of people who are sinners, and even in the midst of the sins that we hate, then we're showing biblically that we actually do not love them, because love keeps no record of wrongs done. Love cares for that person. Love serves that person and meets their needs and cares for the least of these, as well as serves those who are lost. So if you actually do love somebody and hate their sin, you'll love them enough to do something about the sin that they're living in, help see them get free from that, and you play a part in discipling them so that they can look more like Jesus and be sanctified in those areas. So if you do love the sinner and hate the sin, you'll show with your actions. Finally, you say, I love the sinner, but I hate the sin. You would have to be referring to a non-believer, because Jesus doesn't see anybody who's a born-again believer as a sinner. He sees them as a saint. So even though that's still accurate, we should be preaching the gospel to the lost all the time so that they are no longer seen by God as a sinner. Check out our free 3-day faith growth challenge below. It's going to rock you guys in your faith. We're super excited about it. Thousands of people have gotten overwhelmed by the goodness of God from it, and we want you to be next. Click the link and we'll see you guys on the inside.